Live on July 3rd, 2024, before Independence Day in the United States. So, kind of an impromptu live. I got some time now. Got a match on Saturday that I got to prepare for, make some ammo, clean some stuff, and kind of here to answer questions. I don't do a lot of these. I've been doing more on Instagram. People haven't asked me questions. Figured I'd reach out, a larger base of people on YouTube. Not a lot of you people probably know that I'm going to be doing this, so not sure how many people are going to tune in right now. But we'll see how this goes for the next 10 minutes or so, and then I might jump on Instagram Live if not enough people come on. So who's ever in the chat, say something. If you have questions, let me know. If you want to talk about guns, you want to talk about gear, you want to talk about Cobra, you want to talk about whatever, let me know. I got my trophy wall behind me if you want to see any of my trophies. Talk about matches, talk about whatever. It's up to you. I got my G.I. Joes above me. I'm a diehard G.I. Joe fan. I got some original stuff, like the 83 Sky Striker box. A bunch of people are joining us now. So, kind of impromptu YouTube Live on July 3rd. Happy 4th of July, everyone out there. Let me know if you have any questions. I don't do a lot of these lives on YouTube, but I figured I'd make it more interactive for the viewers because a lot of people are asking questions on my videos, and I've been making video responses. This is a good chance for you to ask me stuff live. I can answer stuff live, and then we can start doing this more if people like this. Didn't mean to do that. Sorry about that. If you have questions, let me know. Someone say something in the chat so I know this is working. I have no idea how YouTube Live works. Done this once before at a match. And sorry, I gotta tie my shoe. You guys can look at my trophies and cool stuff. Let me know if usually I see people and stuff. Let me see how this works. It's working! Glem, thank you for saying it's working. You are the first to comment on this. Thank you so much. So if you have any questions, guys, now that I know that this is actually working and it's going to be interactive, it's more fun when you guys actually ask questions. Because otherwise I get to ramble and talk about whatever I want to talk about, but that may not be why you are here and what you want to know. So, latest news in the Cobra world. Obviously, you guys know I've been doing YouTube for about 5 years now. The channel's changed and kind of evolved over time with do-yourself videos, shooting videos, product testing, all kinds of stuff. New in the Cobra world is I have my own product line now. I have the Coiled Cobra Signature Series, the first of which is the Coiled Cobra Signature Series universal hanger system called the Fanger. I've been making some videos on this, shorts as well as some long form videos to kind of describe what this is, because this kind of came out of nowhere. I have been working on this for about a year now, over a year now. I've had prototypes of this. I've been product testing this for about 9 months. This is my own product. Lawcrypt is manufacturing it and distributing it online for me, but this is a product that I designed, I came up with. This is called the Fanger. It's a universal hanger system. It does accommodate different holster systems, as you can see here. So if you have a Hydra P+, works like that. It's made out of G10, very lightweight, very, very durable. It's not made out of aluminum. The belt plate itself is made out of aluminum. It looks, if you use your imagination, this is the hood of the Cobra, this is the body, and this is it kind of coiled up, so this does look like a coiled Cobra. It's universal. It does have different holes that are drilled and tapped, so you can use blade tech there. You can use sorry guys, you can also mount it directly to a DAA links like so. If you have a belt plate, or if you have a regular belt system and you mount it, it does, once it's secured, it does not move. I mean, this thing fully encloses the belt, which is more than what other brands do. So this is a Ben Stoker, and this is with the Ben Stoker plate. This is a Ben Stoker hanger with the Coiled Cobra Signature Series plate. You can totally see the difference between those two. You can see it's actually more meat up top. It's fully enclose it, and then also the belt plate itself is thicker, so it will not bend or break. They're available from Lock Grips if you need to get them. You're not local to me. I sell these locally. If you're not local to me, you can get them from Lock Grips. They retail for $55. Use my code Cobra to save 10% off. So it's about $50, and then you can also get anything else with your order for 10% off. So this is my hanger system called the Fanger. If you have any questions about the Fanger or anything else that I'm using gear-wise, guns or ghost holsters or anything else, let me know. I do have some custom guns behind me. I got my SPO1 Shadow, or actually this is, yeah, SPO1 Bull Shadow that I've fully customized. It's a CZ custom Bull Shadow upper on a SPO1, regular SPO1 frame that I've worked over, drilled and tapped the thumb rest, put a prototype magwell on it from Lock Grips, re-cerakoted it, done work to the trigger. It's basically set up for limited optics in this configuration because it's got a magwell, it's got a thumb rest, and optic. So this is a cool custom gun that I will be using later on this year. If you have other questions about, say, like my Beretta 920 Performance that's also set up for limited optics, let me know. If you want to have questions about my red dot, I did an Instagram live earlier. People were asking questions on red dots. So let me know. It's 100 degrees out here. It's actually, I think, maybe 105 right now. Out where I'm at, let me know where you guys are all tuning in from. If you're in the U.S. or if you're around the world. So Gleam Terrorist has a question. My shooting is at a state stalemate. I shoot quite a bit. I am blessed to be able to go to the range at least once a week, sometimes twice. Drive for probably 3 times a week, and I am not a professional. I am not a professional have. Okay, so is there a question in there, or is that just a general comment you want me to say? I think just in general, I think a lot of people kind of plateau after a certain point. That, you know, the beginning shooters will, you know, if they start down here, they'll gradually, once they commit to it, they'll come up. They'll have an exponential increase in their skill. Then they'll plateau, because then they're like, okay, I've got to this point, and now I don't know what to do. Completed in USPSA, and I competed in USPSA and ABA. I've done pretty good, but I don't seem to be getting any better. Okay, so this is Mentos. How you doing? So after you reach that plateau, right? So you start out, you kind of hang out, you do more shooting, you're going to get better because obviously you're doing something different than what you've done before. You get better, you plateau. A lot of people hit that plateau, and the hardest part is getting that plateau to get to the next level, right? So, a lot of stuff too is you have to watch a lot of videos. So, or you have to watch a lot of videos, you have to practice yourself a lot. And what that means is everyone has like an epiphany moment where it's like you hear someone say something in a video, or you're at a match and you see someone do something, and then you just like, either somebody there has to tell you that's what it is, or you just realize it for yourself that, oh, this is what I need to do to go better, or to be better. And then that's when they get that plateau and move up. And then you have to keep having that self-realization of things to be able to analyze what you're doing, because a lot of people, if they take private lessons, you're paying money for someone to tell you what you need to do better. But if you record yourself, compare yourself to other people, watch what you did on matches versus other people's matches, then you'll learn to pick up certain things here. You'll learn, oh, I need to enter or exit better, or oh, I need to work on my draw, or I need to have faster splits. So I think recording yourself is the first key to getting better, and that's actually not just even in shooting. Like a lot of musicians, obviously, you know, have to record themselves to hear they sound like, right? So if you record yourself in audio, video, whatever, you'll actually hear, as talking musicians again, right? If you record yourself audio-wise, you're going to hear what you sound like, right? Because when you're playing, you think you sound like something, but then you hear the playback for yourself. It can be terrible, it can be great. Also, videoing live performances. As a musician, you should do that. So same thing with shooting. Shooting is very visual. It's also very, very audible, where you can hear shots, right? You can analyze your waveforms to hear your splits, versus I have some classifier videos where I'm showing my classifiers versus Jay Beal, or versus Ben Hart, or other GMs out there, you know, comparing myself to them And I'm not just looking at the video of here's my movements. I'm looking at the audio waveform of here's my draw, here's my splits, here's my reload, here's how it ends. And from there, I'm able to see where I can pick up stuff for myself. So if you record yourself, you may be able to pick up stuff like that. But everyone kind of has to have their own epiphany moment of this is what I need to do better. So Mentos, good evening. Yes, okay. So in addition to that too, like the dry fire obviously is going to help. Once you know what you need to work on, obviously just keep practicing that. And the quantity of practice, I touched on this in another video. The quantity of your practice should not supersede the quality of your practice. Now, what that means is if you have an hour a day to practice by yourself, whatever, no distractions, that doesn't mean sit there for an hour and just dry fire till your muscles get sore and you're done. Dry fire, analyze what you're doing, make fine adjustments, dry fire some more, figure out what's working, what isn't. A lot of this is muscle memory. Getting the right repetition is more important than getting a lot of repetitions in. So if you do something wrong 100 times, you're going to program your muscles to do something incorrectly. Whereas if you do something right 10 times, that's more important than doing something wrong 100 times. So that's kind of my advice from a self-analytics perspective of time and practice. But I don't know where you're at in terms of level, skill. I know you said you shoot a lot of matches, but just kind of get out there, record yourself, compare yourself to others, and see what others are doing and see what you could do better to compare yourself to them. So other questions, guys. This is great when you guys have questions because then I have something to talk about versus just rambling about the Fanger, because dead time's gonna be talking about the Fanger, Cold Cobra Signature Series Fanger. If you don't want me just talking about the Fanger, then ask me questions. So where are you at, by the way? So Mentos, where are you at? And Gleam, where are you at as well? So I can kind of get a reference of where the viewers are chiming in now, because it's 5:30 or 6 o'clock out where I'm at. I don't know what time zone you guys are in or what part of the world you guys are in. That's always interesting to know. Sacramento, okay, same time zone, good. All right, cool. And then Mentos, you got any questions for me? You make up 25% of the population in the chat right now, so I can give you 25% of the attention if other people also have questions. Wow, I'm really hot. It is hot. It is hot. South Alabama, hotter than Blazer down here. It's probably humid there too, right? Yes, no, maybe so. I imagine it's probably humid there. It's the dry heat in LA, but it's like 100 and something. So that's actually a good question. So Handgun Nationals, USPSA Handgun Nationals is in Alabama. I think it's in Alabama in September. What's the weather like in September? Because I have never been to Alabama. I have not been to the Handgun Nationals before, which is actually, well, it used to be Iron Sight Nationals, but with the introduction of limited optics, they changed it to Handgun Nationals, and now limited optics is the most popular division in Handgun Nationals, but I will be shooting production division. Do you think it's better to shoot a match every weekend or less often for improving your skills? So that is a good question. So a lot of high-level GMs don't shoot a lot of local matches. Been talking to a lot of people around the country, Jay Beal, Randall Tolles, and kind of like getting their take on things. And I also was talking with Giacano, who's an Italian shooter, at SHOT Show earlier this year about like his dry fire or practice routine. So a lot of high-level GMs actually don't shoot locals because they want to focus. They want to be able to focus on what they need to do, and a lot of them too will usually have access to shooting in the backyard or at a private range or whatever, so they're undisturbed. Whereas like when I shoot a lot of locals because I can't shoot in my backyard, and the nearest match or nearest range is like 70 miles away. So for me to to drive to a range where I can practice USPSA stuff is quite a haul for me. So I actually shoot a lot of locals, which is kind of rare for a grandmaster to do, unless you're actually close to the range. And I shoot locals because, one, I don't have to set anything up. I'm kind of lazy. Where I don't have to bring anything, I don't have to set anything up. I show up, I pay my match fees, and I shoot the match, and I go home, and I take a shower, and I watch my match footage. To a certain degree, that's good, and to a certain degree, that's bad, because my cumulative shooting for the entire day is usually less than, a minute. Sometimes it's less than 2 minutes, if I'm lucky, because most stages are 10 to 20 seconds, and you shoot 6 stages. 6 times 20 is 120 seconds, so that's maybe 2 minutes. So that's not a lot of trigger time. Whereas if you were to go to a range and you were to shoot, you could be there for as much time as you have ammo. If you bring 2,000 rounds, you can shoot 2,000 rounds, whatever. Whereas if I shoot a match, I'm shooting 250 rounds, if that. But what happens is, from my perspective, shooting matches is good for me. That's actually where, whenever I have gun problems, it's always at matches, because I don't test them at the range. So the reason why I like shooting locals versus trying to spend the time bringing my own crap and practicing stuff is because by going to a match, I don't know what to expect. I don't know what's going to be there that day, and that's like going to a major that I don't know what's there, and I have to think on the fly. I have to think about stuff that I'm not planning for. So that works on your stage planning. So I think from a match perspective, I have excellent stage planning I only need usually 2 walkthroughs. Usually the first kind of figure stuff out. The second one is to kind of like go, okay, this is what I need to do. And then maybe a third one is kind of just internalize everything. Whereas a lot of beginning shooters, they need to walk the stage like 10 times. And you're only supposed to get 4 minutes. And at local matches, sometimes people go over the time limit. If they're supposed to be pacing, they're walking the stages to refresh the memory. So as you get better, you do not need to walk through as much, because you can internalize the information faster than the people. And you can't, and that's the practice you get at local matches versus setting up targets at your own range and doing some drills, because you've already memorized you already know what you need to do because you've set it up. So local matches test different things that you can't test in dry fire or live fire practice at the range. So it's really up to you. You'll get more practice in practicing privately and working on what you need to work on versus shooting a match, but I choose to shoot local matches. Okay, other questions. So it's between 100. Whoa! For the next 4 to 4. What is it like in September during Handgun National time? Because that's a 3-day level 3 match, national match. That's going to be hot. So you're ordering a PM9 Monday. What is a PM9? Had one years ago. Red like a champ. Really need one. Iron sights. So Glean, what is a PM9? PM Beretta M9? PM. I don't know what an M9 is. Had one years ago. And ran like champ. I really like running. Dan Wesson. Oh, the 1911 PM9. Okay. Point Man 9. Okay. Yes. Okay. I actually want one of those. That actually is the 9mm 1911 that I want. I have Springfields and I have Kimbers right now. My Kimber. If you haven't seen that Kimber video, you should go watch that one, because that one's a funny one. So I think that was 2 months ago. I forgot what I titled the video. You can find it on my page, whatever. But I had a major issue with the Kimber 1911 9mm ad match, and I'm bashing it against the wall, trying to get the cycle so I can finish the match. Lots of expletives are coming out. Pretty funny video. So if you haven't seen that one, find that one. But yes, I do want a Dan Wesson PM9 if I could ever find one, because those things are pretty sweet. I did check it out at SHOT Show this year, and Dan Wessons are actually very, very good quality guns. Other questions, guys. So Mentos, answer my question. What is Alabama weather like in September? Because Handgun Nationals is in September, and I got to prep for that mentally, like in terms of disgusting humidity and whatnot. Because 109, I'm dying in 100-degree weather right now where I'm at. So 109 is pretty miserable. Other questions, guys. This is great. Keep asking questions. Keep talking stuff. Keep talking. Again, you guys. Fanger. For every fanger you buy, there are children in Indonesia who will thank you for... No, they're not going to thank you because this is my product and I'm not giving anything to the Indonesian kids who need help. Help Cobra. Buy a fanger. Yes. They are live on Lockup's website's universal hanger system. So just so you guys know, the hanger is made of G10. It does not flex. It's lighter than aluminum. If you compare it to a Boss hanger, just here, you see the smileys are different. It has different configurations. So it's a truly universal hanger system that's lighter weight than all the others that I've tried so far. And it's Cobra approved because I've designed it. Other questions, guys? Other questions? Ooh, wow, it's hot. Whew. Sacramento, yeah. I think that question is for you, Glenn. Yes, Gleam. Yes, Gleam. The question is, oh no. Oh, Mentos, you're in. Oh, okay. Alabama, September's hot, but not as brutal. Humidity isn't as bad. Okay, probably 8 to 9. Oh yeah, sorry, I got the two of you guys mixed up. Oh, so it's 109 in Sacramento right now. Holy bananas! Wow, that's pretty bad. 85 is not bad. I can't say humidity though. Humidity melts the Cobra. Although Cobras are cold-blooded, so they actually do like heat sometimes, but not 109 whatever, right? You guys got another question. You guys got questions on gear? You guys got questions on, speaking of 1911s? This is my, so I just started shooting 1911s this year. So I went to single stack championships in February in Arizona. Every year they have single stack championships. First time doing it because basically 9mm 1911 is like production 10 because USPSA changed production to 15 rounds this year. I figured I would use my 10 round iron sight skills for single stack. So bought a 1911. I bought this last year on Black Friday. I only had a 45 1911 before, so I bought a 9mm one because it was on sale Black Friday. Had some issues. So the Springfields have a throating issue where you have to load short, and I was having lots of failures to feed. It would just get jammed, and I'd have to be like bashing it against something to kind of. That's actually what happened on the Kimber video. If you guys want to watch that video, so took it over a friend's house, bought all Extreme Engineering parts, upgraded all the internals. So this gun here now works like a champ. This is what I took to single stack championships in February. So I'll be doing that next year as well in Arizona. I do like shooting iron sights. I do like shooting low cats because your stage plans have to be good. Your reloads have to be good. And so now I have a 10 round division and I have 15 round production. And then if I want to shoot high caps, I can shoot limited optics. So there you go. Other questions, guys? Anything else? Yes, no, maybe, so. So yeah, so been working on a lot of single stack this year. That's my new fun division for the year. It was never really into 1911s or 2011s before, but now after shooting this 9mm 1911 Springfield, this is like not a very good 1911 by the way, guys. It's kind of your basic plain Jane entry level 1911. That's why I kind of want the Dan Weston PM9. But I've kind of souped this up. It runs pretty good. It's very, very flat shooting. My splits on this, I've actually, I think my fastest splits are this. So I think I've gotten like a 0.1 split on this. I did 5 shots in like 0.5 seconds on this one time. So splits on this are pretty ridiculous. Trigger's pretty good now that I got it all tuned. Now I can see why people, are 1911 and 2011 aficionados after me working on this gun and seeing how good this can actually be from its stock configuration. So, being a Beretta and CZ guy, I do like 1911s now. I do like shooting single stack. And the nice thing about the single stack championships in February is everyone's shooting 1911s. So it's not like the handgun championships or handgun nationals where people are shooting limited optics and they're going to be killing everyone who's in production and revolver and limited and other stuff because they got a dot and high caps. So everyone's on the same playing field. Basically, your only difference is that if you're shooting minor, you get 10 rounds. If you're shooting major, you get 8 rounds. And I think that's actually fun because then all the stages are kind of designed with that in mind. And so it's kind of like competitive. There's equality in the competition because of everything the same platforms. And that's kind of what I wish Iron Sight Nationals was without limited optics, but they've changed it because they didn't sell enough things. So Iron Sight Nationals is now Handgun Nationals. Other questions, guys? Other questions about anything? Anything? Okay, Glenn says, PM9 is amazing. Blue Bullet Beaker has 50k rounds through his and literally no issues. Yes, I want a PM9. The fit and finish on the PM9 is amazing. I've actually only held locally, because we have what's called the California roster of handguns. The PM7, which is their 45, PM9 is not on roster, so I have to find someone who has a PM9 in California to buy it from. I cannot buy one new, otherwise I would have bought one by now. So that's why I have this crappy Springfield and I have the crappy Timber that does not work. But yes, the craftsmanship on the Dan Wesson guns does seem to be top notch, and I would like to get one at some point. Other questions, guys? Other questions? Actually, I learned a lot about 1911 gunsmithing this year. Make sure you get Wilson Combat ETM. Yes. I use the Wilson Combat. Where the heck is... so I have... For the 9mm... Actually, so I got a 10mm one as well. So I got the Cobra mags from Cobra Mag. From Trip. I think Trip McCormick is the manufacturer. And then also have... I think I have the Wilson Combat. These should be Wilson Combat. I get the Dawson extensions on mine, because with the magwell, obviously, you know, everyone's using the Dawson Precision Ice magwell. Got to get the extensions for that. So yeah, so most of my stuff is got the extensions with the base plates. Other questions, guys? Anything else? I see people dropping in, dropping out. This is your time to ask me live questions, guys. July 3rd, happy 4th of July to everyone in the chat and people listening to this later on. It is very hot where I'm at. We see some fireworks tomorrow. My dog is going to be very scared of things. Am I thinking about doing a podcast in Mentos? That is a very good question. And yes, actually, I've been planning that. Actually, that was my goal this year, was I was going to do a regular monthly or bi-weekly podcast. And I'd actually already talked with a lot of grandmasters around the country to see if they wanted to be guests on the podcast. Because right now, this Instagram Live is kind of like a solo podcast where I'm just talking, kind of impromptu. I didn't have it scheduled, but I do want to do podcasts where I have a set topic set. We have a half hour or an hour set. Jay Beal was going to be on it. Drew Maruski. Randall Tolles wanted to be on it. Maybe Ben Hart. So I do have some grandmasters and some high-level shooters lined up who said that they were interested in being on the podcast. Talk about a whole bunch of stuff, just not me talking, because at that point then we can get insight back and forth on stuff. But yeah, so this YouTube Live and Instagram Live I've been doing has kind of been the gateway to doing podcasts, because you guys are asking questions, I can answer them. On a podcast, I could have a set thing of what I want to talk about from prior podcasts to talk about with other people who are on the show, and then we can see how that takes off. But I want to make this more of an interactive community with people, rather than just me making my my gun videos and you seeing how awesome of a shooter I am, and making comments and all the keyboard warriors out there making comments and me making video responses back to them and stuff like that. So I figured the lives on the podcast would be a good idea. So we got a question from ZX. How often do you dry fire and live fire outside the comps? I never live fire outside competition. I don't have the time to that, because the ranges are all like 70 miles away. So if I'm going to live fire, I go to a match and I shoot there, and then some ranges will let me stay after, some of the range matches will let me stay after the match and zero guns, or, you know, if I want to, you know, shoot a target array, whatever, they'll, as a turn down, I'll shoot a different stage, whatever, right? So I'll stay and practice at the range there, but I do not live fire outside of matches, which is not the way you're supposed to do stuff. So a lot of high-level GMs, like I said, will be shooting in the backyards or not shooting local matches so they can live fire, but ranges are too far for me, and I don't have the time to be able to set something up and whatever. But plus, local matches allow me to, something we talked about earlier, do something unexpected, where if I know I'm going to be working on a drill, I know what the target array is, I know whatever, I don't have to have any thinking power, I just know draw, shoot, whatever, move to whatever, that. Whereas if I go to a match, I have 6 to 8 stages of, I have my 4-minute walkthrough, come up with your plan, execute your plan, see how well you do. And I think for major matches, that skill in and of itself is worth going to live matches. Being able to come up with a stage plan within 3 walkthroughs in under 4 minutes with people cutting you off and trying to get their stuff in. I think the stage plan and execution is probably the biggest takeaway and most important thing you can get out of local matches. And that's why I go to a lot of local matches, because a lot of the beginning level shooters need more than three times to walk through a stage. And then instead of taping and pasting whatever, they're, walking through the stage in between shooters, which is not what you're supposed to be doing. You should have your 4 minutes, do your walkthrough, and be resetting the rest of the match until it's your turn. But in terms of dry fire practice for stuff, usually if I'm working on something, I got something in my hand like this talking to you guys, kind of just reacquainting myself with how a trigger feels, because remember, like, I shoot a lot of different platforms. I shoot 1911s, I shoot CZs, and then I shoot Berettas, and every platform has its little nuances. And so before match, I might just dry fire just to kind of remember, oh, this is how the trigger feels, this is how the reset is. So my dry fire routine isn't that much, because I'm at the point in life where I have hundreds of thousands of reps of dry fire in, because I've pretty much been shooting my entire life. And competitively 5 years, but I've always been in the guns. So, I have a lot of trigger time. And in the beginning, you have to do your dry fire reps of, in between. I used to watch TV, like 10, 20 years ago. Watch TV with a gun in hand, unloaded, and just dry fire during commercials. Put the gun down, non-commercial time, whatever. Commercial comes on, dry fire for 3 minutes, just whatever. Sitting on the couch just to get that muscle memory in of the trigger pull, building up this area here, because as you pull the trigger, especially for double action, you're going to feel it right in there. So I used to have a good dry fire routine, but now I'm kind of lazy because I'm at a higher level where I just don't think I need it, but maybe I do. Did I get any new guns before the 11% tax in effect? Excellent question. So for all the people out there, and you don't know, I live in California, where we have strict gun laws. And our lovely government established a new law, effective July 1st, which was 2 days ago. That in addition to California sales tax, there's an 11%, I think he called it a sin tax, 11% sin tax on guns and ammo, starting July 1st. So, that doesn't apply to private party transfers, it only applies to new guns. So yes, I bought the M&P 2.0, because I didn't have one, and, they're not too expensive. So, went to the store, got an M&P 2.0 because I never had one. I figured, I will buy a gun before the 11% sin tax goes into effect. And we have ND Cody, love your content, brother. Thank you, that means a lot. I see you commenting a lot on my videos, ND Cody. It means a lot to me. Thank you for sharing the love. So if you have questions, ND Cody, let me know. And obviously this is interactive. I'm responding to comments, answering questions. Going to be doing more of these in the future. And also this leading to a podcast, guys. Just so you know, I am planning a podcast with other high-level GMs and just content in general versus just me at the range and doing stuff in my work area. So, Mentos, got an SPO1. Now you need an upgrade kit. Okay, so this is... So the SPO1 is probably one of the best on-roster California guns you can get for upgrading. This is a regular SPO1 frame. The SPO1 is their double action, single action, one with a frame-mounted safety. So you can actually convert this into an SPO1 Shadow, if you know how. And this is converted into a Bull Shadow. So the SPO1 is a great purchase. CZ Custom does sell the complete uppers that you can put in this. I did drill and tap this myself. Have some other prototype stuff, but basically the SPO1 is kind of like the Glock of the double action, single action world, where it's highly customizable. There's a lot of aftermarket support for it. It's a great platform. Actually, wait, I can't say that. Let me take that back. It's not the Glock of the double action, single action, because I hate Glocks. It is the... What's the word? I guess it's the most modular of the double action, single actions in the double action, single action world, because it's basically, if you have SPO1, SPO1 Shadow, Bull Shadow, you can put a bunch of different slides, combinations on the mix and match like you can with Glocks. So yeah, so SP1 is a good choice. And since you're talking about upgrades, you need to upgrade it. You should already know that my channel has a lot of CZ upgrade videos on it. Top 10 things to do, springs, firing pin springs, pins especially because the SP1 pins are complete dog poop. They break a lot, whatever. So watch those videos, give you good insight on what to do for your SP01. My dog is here looking at me because he's like, man, this is hot. It's 100 degrees out where I'm at, guys. You guys want to see my dog? Give me a thumbs up if you want to see my dog. He's kind of just standing there in the shade, like going like, wow, what the heck are we doing here? You shoot a glaucoma and you're getting rid of your glaucoma. So, Mentos, you know I have a video on glaucoma, right? Where it was a parody of people shooting bad with glaucoma, and the Beretta is a cure. So if you haven't seen that video, go watch that video because that one's actually funny. Live footage and all that, nothing staged in there. So I made a infomercial on glaucoma and the cure. Gleam says you have a CZ Shadow Orange and it was amazing. Cementos, you did see it. Great. I had a CZ Shadow Orange and it was amazing. Can't believe. Why did you sell it? Now we're putting you on the spot. Why would you sell that? Don't tell me you bought a Glock with it. No, you did not buy a Glock with your CZ Shadow Orange. Did you buy a Shadow 2? That's probably the only reason why you would sell it, is buy a Shadow 2. But, yeah, I don't know why you'd sell a CZ Shadow Orange. I also have behind me my Beretta 92X Performance, which is the cure for glaucoma. You guys know I shoot this in limited optics. I was shooting this in limited optics last year. I made master the first day I shot limited optics. I was not okay. So story for you guys. I was not a grandmaster last year. This time last year, I was just a master all around. Limited optics goes live in May. People are shooting their 2011s. I'm shooting my Beretta 92X Performance at a classifier match like mid-May. First time shooting limited optics, and I smashed it. Made master. One of the first masters in limited optics, and then I made Grandmaster earlier this year, not with this gun in limited optics, but I did make Grandmaster in production last year with the Beretta 92X Performance. So I have a lot of experience with Berettas and CZs. Any other questions, guys? Questions? What division do you shoot and why? I shoot almost everything except for Revolver and PCC because PCC is stupid and Revolver is, well, it's Revolver. Main division is production. That was the first division I made Grandmaster in. Made Grandmaster in Carry Optics and Limited Optics earlier this year. So I do shoot optics divisions. I don't like Carry Optics just because it's like the gamer division of gear with like TiVo thumb rests and like 26 round mags and whatnot. That a lot of people don't have the reloading skills, so they want to shoot optics divisions. I think Limited Optics is the better like division, like in terms of like rules. Because it seems more fair where you can have thumb rest, you can have single action only guns. So my two main divisions really are production and limited optics. But I have been shooting a lot of single stack this year. I like the challenge of reloading. I think reloading is an essential skill people need to have. And production division, you know, obviously you have to reload a lot more than anyone else. But now with it being 50 rounds, single stack is probably that division. But there's no magwell in production. Single stack has magwells, so it's a little bit different. But I like shooting iron sights and I like shooting low caps because the strategy is a little bit different. When you come up with your stage plans, you're not just thinking. A lot of carry optics people, you know, going back to stage planning, they don't really have to think about the route. They just go, oh, I have a big space there, whatever, or they try and game, or I don't have to reload because I have 26 rounds, whatever. It's a 24 round stage, no makeup, whatever, right? Whereas if you're shooting 15 rounds or 10 rounds, you obviously have to reload. So there's that skill set you need for the low cap divisions to be able to get better, not just in terms of stage planning, but also like you actually have to work and practice on those in your dry fire practice. So good question, ZX. Anything else? Any other questions from people on this fine July 3rd? Hot 4th of July, pre-4th of July. All right, Mentos. Have you had any injuries, elbow pain, etc.? Do you have strategies from? Okay, so I have plantar fasciitis. which really affects me on 2-day and 3-day matches. I've had it for about 20 years. I'm a black belt in Taekwondo. I played soccer for 10 to 15 years when I was a kid, all through all through high school. I was on the varsity team in high school. I ran track and field, so I had a lot of high impact sports on my feet. And then during college, I started developing cysts, and I had early signs of plantar fasciitis on my feet. And then from there, it just has gotten worse over the years. So yeah, so for over 20 years, I've had plantar fasciitis. So when I'm at matches, I have to take a lot of ibuprofen because I get a lot of swelling and pain in the feet. So if we don't usually finish quickly, like quickly meaning like if I get there at 8 o'clock and the match starts at 9, and I'm standing starting at 9, if we're not done by 1 or 2, then my feet are going to be toast. And so that really, on a local match, it doesn't really matter because it's usually last stage, my feet hurt, and I shoot the match, and I'm done, whatever, right? So usually I'll like ask if I can go first on the last stage just because I can't stand on my feet anymore because it's so painful. So what that really affects is the 2 and 3 day level 2 and level 3 matches. So like nationals in Alabama that I was talking about earlier in the chat is September, and it's my first 3-day nationals event. Actually, no way, they did IPSC nationals earlier this year. So it's my first handgun nationals at least for USPSA. So that's a 3-day event, and usually day 2 I can survive with enough painkillers because the ibuprofen will kick in and basically make my feet numb, but I can still feel the swelling. But so by day 3, usually I'm toast. My performance on day 3s are usually very, very abysmal because of my plantar fasciitis, and that's just something I've had to deal with. I get feed injections for that. Insurance-wise, you're allowed 4 injections per year, and it's like a cortisone shot, steroid shot to kind of break up swelling and cysts. Basically, it's from here, ball of your foot to the heel. This will all be inflamed, and then it'll be swollen with cysts growing on it. So the steroids kind of break that up, loosen up, because otherwise it gets really tight. So injuries, yes, I don't have any elbow, fingers injuries. Gleam says, have a great 4th of July. Yep. Take it easy. Got to get up there. Yep. Okay, so just in terms of like injuries, I don't have any elbow injuries. I've never broken any bones or anything. So the most serious injury I have right now is the feet, and then I've been in a couple car accidents where I've had like neck injuries and actually no. So shoulder injury would be like shoulder neck pains. I've had shoulder neck pains before, but they've gone away after about 6 to 9 months. Actually, was it earlier this year or last year? I had a neck pain, neck shoulder pain where I was actually getting numb in my arm, but that was my sleep habits where I was sleeping bad, where my neck was pinching a nerve and it was carrying all the way down to my elbow, and this numb here always, or this finger here, always felt numb and swollen, that I was like not able to bend it. So I have had some minor injuries that have affected shooting, but the ongoing one I have is plantar fasciitis in my feet, which is not fun, not recommended. Other questions, guys? Have I shot a Luego Arms? I have held a Luego arm or Alien at SHOT Show last year, and I think I've held it the past 2 years at SHOT Show. Have not actually shot it, but I've held it. I do like the concept of how light the reciprocating mass is and how low the barrel is. But again, like stuff like that, after a certain point, is like kind of gimmicky, where it's like, oh yeah, you can do all this stuff, but like if you just, like people who put thumb rests on and gas pedals and whatever, it's like all this, if you just learn how to shoot properly, every high level gun from any manufacturer, CZ Shadow 2, Brennan and Toke's Performance, Walther Steel Frame, the engineers in those things, they test this stuff. And a lot of people talk about bore axis and whatever, right? But the people who talk about bore axis are the people who shoot gloss. But then in the same token, they'll say how great 2011s are. But if you look at 2011 bore axis, the 2011 bore axis and 1911 bore axis is super high. So every gun is going to like react differently. And in a vacuum, you can say, oh yeah, bore axis is important. Well, if it's in a gun vise and you're just looking at it on a side view camera, yeah. But there are other factors to when people shoot, is how you grip the gun, your left hand, your left hand thumb position, the ammo you're using. There's a lot of different factors of how a gun feels. So yeah, the concept of having such low reciprocating mass with the barrel being lower in the gun seems cool, but like I'm not going to spend $5,000 or $10,000, whatever the price is on that, because is it going to shoot realistically better than my $1,000 Beretta or my $1,000 CZ? Probably not. I mean, it may shoot better, like, you know, it may shoot on paper better, like in terms of like engineering specs better, but like I don't think performance-wise it's going to affect like how I shoot. And I think for most high-end shooters, I think that's probably the case too, where it's kind of a gimmick at that point. But that is a very, very good question. Other questions, guys? Anything else? We are 45 minutes into this live stream. Probably going to stay on another 15-20 minutes. So get your questions in. Dinner time is coming up, and it's 100 degrees right now. I think it's 6 o'clock. Here, I don't know what time it is, but I think it's around 6. We think it's starting at 5 something. So get your questions in now. And again, like I said, this is going to be kind of an ongoing thing that I'm going to try and do a live stream once a month, maybe twice a month. And I am gearing up towards getting a podcast going with other high-level GMs on a regular basis. Talk about gear, talk about training, talk about other stuff. But for now, it's just me. You guys are stuck in here with me, whether you like it or not. And talking about the Fanger. If you don't know what the Fanger is, I have a lot of product videos on this. This is the Cobra Signature Series. I've designed this, my product. Every purchase, there's a donation to starving children in Indonesia. No, there isn't. I'm kidding. There is a donation to the Cobra Fund of well-being and more gun videos. If you purchase this, helps me out a lot. This is manufactured by Lockup, so you know it's high quality. It's my design. I have a lot of stuff, videos that I made on this. So check those out if you don't know what the Fanger is. Okay, so I'm going to do lives on the YouTube more often. I just answered that. See, not only am I an awesome shooter, I am psychic. I can answer questions right as you're typing them before you even finish. Let me know other questions, you guys. See, if I just keep rambling, I'm going to answer your questions without you having to ask anything. It is 100 degrees here, guys. I am sweating profusely like a pig dog. Right here, actually speaking of my dog. Hey, dog, Freddy, you want to come over here and say hi to people? No, he's kind of hanging out in the shade, like going, what the heck is going on? Yes. Other stuff. So there's also going to be a spacer kit for the Fanger. I see how that comes in here. This is for limited optics or open. The spacer kit allows you to get a 1/2 inch further away on your Ghost stuff, and then it'll also work with other manufacturers as well, because this is kind of what the factory Hydra P Plus looks like with using their joint system there. If you want a 1/2 inch extra for more clearance, you draw the spacer kit's gonna be like $7. So questions, answers, questions. Fanger. Donate to the children in Indonesia, starving children. No, I'm kidding. Donate to Cobra. It's actually not a donation because I have to pay for these, and my time to develop such an awesome product is worth it. And anyone who purchases one of these is going to love it for the rest of their life. Guaranteed. Well, I hope so, at least. Other questions, guys. You can ask questions about G.I. Joe. Someone actually in my Instagram live asked about my G.I. Joe. That is an original 1983 Sky Striker box from the original Real American Hero. I've had that for over 40 years. Actually, not 40 years, maybe 35 years. And 80, so probably about 35 years I've had that. So yes, original Sky Striker box. Come on, guys, more questions. A lot of you guys are listening. Let's make this interactive. When I do my podcast too, you guys need to be firing up that chat so we can get good content for questions. Because the more question you guys ask, the more I know what you guys want me to talk about in the future for future videos and future live streams, future podcasts, future anything. So questions are always good. And the more you like and share these videos, the more people it reaches and helps out the channel. For those of you who don't already know, I know ND Cody was saying how much he loves the channel. If you guys watch my shorts, you guys watch my stuff, please like, and I mean, you guys already probably subscribe, but please like the videos, and then if you have a comment, make a comment. It just helps out the YouTube algorithm, because if you don't comment, you just watch stuff, it kind of tells YouTube that you don't actually care. So interaction is always good. All right, so what do I do for physical prep? Do you run or do short sprints? Okay, so Silverado 1982. My prep on a given day is usually I will stretch in the morning. So after I wake up, I'll take my ibuprofen for my plantar fasciitis later in the day. When I get to the match, I got my stretchy Cobra pants on that kind of keep my legs warm and my muscles warm. And I will do a stretch, and I will clear out my bowels before I put on my hockey jersey for the day and my gun stuff, because I hate having to go to the bathroom with all my crap on. So go to the bathroom. After I go to the bathroom, then I will start stretching at the actual range, kind of trying to stretch out the legs and whatnot. But because at matches you're doing a lot of standing, a lot of waiting, a lot of pacing, or whatever, the Cobra Ready is actually something to get. Not just so a lot of people when they step up the line, they'll be there after they walk through. They'll be like target there, they'll air gun the entire stage in their head. I don't do that. I get the Cobra Ready done, load, and I'm good to go. And what the Cobra Ready does actually is I don't get nervous on stages because I've done a lot of performance stuff. Previously I've done a lot of sports. I don't get nervous at events. But what that does is it gives me the adrenaline push, because usually what happens is when you're doing a short activity where something is 10, 20 seconds, by the time you get off the line, now your blood starts to go, and by the time you get to where you're going, the adrenaline's already the adrenaline starts to kick in versus already having kicked in. So the Cobra Ready, yelling, stretching, whatever, gets the blood going, gets the adrenaline going, takes out any nervous energy I may have, which I usually don't have, and then I'm good to go, and I shoot, and I usually crush it. So that's my mental prep I do, and physical prep is stretching of the legs because of my physical condition, and then just getting the Cobra Ready in to get all the blood flowing that kind of eases all the nerves, and good to go. Good question, though. Anything else? You guys are asking good questions. And also, this comes back from a, like I said, I'm a black belt in Taekwondo. I've done soccer. I've done track and field. A lot of the stuff that I trained for, my teens and college years and whatnot, all those drills of short sprints, stopping, shuffling, stuff like that, I have that physical aspect of sports that I put into USPSA, because a lot of that is short sprints, a lot of stopping, a lot of shuffling, a lot of that stuff. So all the sports I've done previously and all the physical activities I've done previously carry over into USPSA in terms of my movements, my draws. Like having a beeper go off, that's track and field right there. You're waiting for that beeper. As soon as the beeper goes off, you're good to go. Soccer has a lot of side shuffle movements because you're moving, just always keep your eye on the ball, moving back and forth, shuffling backwards. That's also good in USPSA. So a lot of the sports aspect carries over into USPSA. So 6 over I was doing because I'm deceptively quick. Yes. So I don't practice now to be that fast. It's just something that, because of all the sports that I've done previously, like I said, I'm a black belt in Taekwondo. Got that when I was 15 or 16. And all the sports I've done, all those activities, again, when you do something for years, it just kind of, it's muscle memory. It becomes ingrained in your thing of having low, keeping your hips, your body follows your hips. Your body doesn't follow your head. Your body doesn't follow your feet. Your body follows your hips. Your feet are the vessel in which your body moves, but all your center, your center mass, your hips basically determine how balanced you are. So, all the stuff in Taekwondo, the foot movements of fighting, soccer, like I said, left and right shuffles, all that stuff translates to USPSA, and being able to get in and out of position, that's all soccer and all Taekwondo. And then coming off the line, off the beat, that's track and field. So a lot of different things I've taken from all the sports I've played over the years, and now, all the Nintendo and Sega shooting games also translate to, and BB guns translate to shooting as well. Good question, Silverado. Other questions? We got probably another 10, 15 minutes left in this live stream on the fabulous July 3rd, 2024. The 4th of July, and fireworks. Freddy, want to see my dog, guys? Freddy, come here. Here's my vicious attack dog. Freddy, come here. Say hi to everyone. This guy. Yeah, give me a kiss. Yeah, look at this guy. And you know how he's a guy? He has a penis. I don't have to ask him. He doesn't have to tell me. I know he's a guy because he has a penis. Okay? So yes, yeah, buddy, you're a good boy. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Yes. He is a vicious attack Pomeranian. He's very, very vocal. He's actually very, very mellow right now because he's just like, man, it's hot. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Whew. Whew. Oh, I got canceled because he's got a penis? He's not going to tell me he's a female dog. Everyone knows. The vet knows he's a male when I take him in because he's got a little Johnson right there, okay? Showing it on YouTube Live. I'm showing little penises on YouTube Live. But this guy's a fuzzball of joy. How many people have dogs in the chat? Do you guys have dogs? You guys cat people? I don't like cats. I'm a dog person. This Freddy Bear, he's adorable. Yeah, he looks like a little teddy bear. He's a Freddy Bear. That's why he's a Freddy Bear. Freddy Bear. Freddy Bear. He likes it. Okay, all right. Enough of the Freddy Bear penis. I'm probably going to get blacklisted now from YouTube for saying the P word in my YouTube Live, but that's okay. I don't make any money on YouTube, guys. Just so you know, I make zero money on YouTube. I have hundreds of thousands of views. I got tens of thousands of subscribers. Make $0 because YouTube does not like gun channels. So the best way you can support myself and the starving kids in Indonesia is to buy a fanger. For every fanger you purchase, you're helping Cobra and the kids in Indonesia shoot more matches. Well, you don't help the kids in Indonesia, but you help Cobra shoot more matches for every fanger that you purchase. Cat dude all the way. 2 useless cats. So, I never like cats. Same here. Yeah, cat dude. Yeah, I'm a dog. I'm a dog guy. Dogs are the best. They greet you, unlike wives. They will greet you at the door when you come home, and they will always be happy to see you. And even when you're mad at them, they still love you, and they don't talk back. Whereas wives, it could be hit and miss. So, I'm not saying anything about my wife. I'm just saying wives in general. But yeah, so dogs are awesome. We got more people in chat. Any questions, guys? We got like another 10 minutes left in this YouTube Live on this fine July 3rd, 100-degree weather, 2024. If you guys want to ask about G.I. Joes, bangers, lock grips, 1911s, Berettas, cats, dogs, whatever. My dog's gender identity. Go for it. Almost anything is fair game. But yes, also stay tuned. Make sure if you're not already subscribed, which you should be because you're in this live stream, be sure you subscribe. And I have a second YouTube channel you guys may or may not already know about. So this is the Cobra Ready channel. I have the Coiled Cobra channel as well, which basically only has match footage plus shooting videos. And the reason why I did this is because since I make no money on YouTube anyway, this channel, the Cobra Ready channel, YouTube may decide is evil because of all the gun content on it. So the Coiled Cobra channel is the kind of the backup channel that has less evil stuff on it per Google or whatever. So be sure you're subscribed to both to make sure that in case anything ever happens, you are ready to go. Do I like the Cajun trigger for the SP1? Yes, so they have the short reach trigger kit. I was using that for a while. I have both Cajun Gunworks as well as the CZ Custom kits in my guns, and then also now I'm using Emantech stuff. I actually really like the Emantech Ultimate trigger, the brass Ultimate trigger. I don't have it out; it's in the safe. But that's the brass trigger. It actually looks a little bit different than this one. So when it's racked, it's very, very flat, like a single action trigger. Great for limited optics or whatever. But it also does function in double action mode. So Cajun Gunworks, the short reach trigger is good, and then their disconnect, also I think is good. So yeah, other questions, guys. Other questions. Talking about my custom bull. You can actually see that it's a bull shadow too. Right there. It's a bull. Aside from the fact that it says bull shadow on it, it is a bull shadow gun. Limited optics. If I didn't put the mag wall on it and didn't have the thumb rest, it could be carry optics legal. But it is not because I like limited optics better than carry optics. Okay, do you think you're allowed to hold up a gun on YouTube Live? They might shut off your feed. Uh, well, that's a good question. Google doesn't like anything gun related. So I have no idea what the rules are for YouTube Live. So that's what I'm saying. You should subscribe to both stuff, both channels, Cobra Ready and Cobra, because who knows what Google's going to do with gun channels in the future. They don't like anything. And JCT1 says, Cobra, yes, you are Cobra Ready. Thank you for the shout out. And the like as well. We're talking about guns on this fine July 3rd, pre-4th of July weekend, because what is more American in 4th of July than guns, right? This country was founded on a revolution against the British, in case you don't know your history, and where we declared our independence from the British, fighting with them with our muskets and other firearms to declare freedom against a tyrannical government. So, buy some guns for 4th of July, because guns are awesome. And we never want to have a tyrannical government take over and dictate to us and take away our rights. Because without the Second Amendment, there would be no First Amendment to defend. Ask other countries. They know these things. Okay, anything, enough political stuff and enough jokes on political stuff. But yes, 4th of July is about celebrating our independence from a tyrannical government, and that is why we love guns and fireworks. Yes. So there we go. 4th of July is tomorrow. So what is everyone's 4th of July plans? I am going to go see some fireworks, obviously, because it's 4th of July. Six overall, do you prefer lighter or heavier guns for running gun events? Do you carry some of the guns outside events? Okay, good question. So, a lot of people, so what has been in vogue has changed over time. So, when I started USPSA in 2019, Old Man Gordon was the first guy to greet me at the range, shooting a Glock 34. And I brought a Beretta, and I was shooting production. And he told me, no one shoots Berettas because no one likes double action, single action guns, because striker fired guns are the way of the future. Glocks don't malfunction, yada, yada, yada. 5 years later, I'm a Grandmaster, and I have no idea what Old Man Gordon is doing, shooting his Glock, and I'm a Grandmaster shooting a Beretta on 92X Performance. So, from my perspective, I do not like Palmer guns unless it's a Walther, because Walthers are actually cool. They actually make really great guns with their striker-fired guns. But from a just perspective, I grew up in the 80s, and I grew up watching Die Hard, I grew up watching Weapon. Every 80s movie, every action movie from the 90s has a Beretta M9 or 92 FS in it. It's just, they're just the most common gun on in movies. So I grew up liking Berettas. I go to ranges, rent Berettas. Bought a Beretta was I think my first or second semi-action, semi-auto gun. So I've been a Beretta boy my entire life. The stock Beretta trigger at the gun store kind of sucks because it's very, very heavy, and this is where gun stores trick people into buying Glocks, is that the Glock has the same trigger pull every single time, whereas a Beretta, the double action, single action, needs to be practiced. So anyone who goes into a gun store and says, hey, I'm looking for a gun, I don't know what I'm doing, they'll show them the Glock, and they'll be like, hey, the Glock is what you want because you don't need to practice because the trigger pull is the same. So that was the logic 5 years ago. Old Man Gordon was like that. And so now, the things have changed. People are shooting Shadow 2s. People are shooting Tank Full Loads. People are shooting Berettas. People are shooting all kinds of other double-action, single-action guns. Eric Raffel just won Carry Optics Nationals with CC Shadow 2. So heavier guns, steel frame guns, have become the norm and have become what people want because it helps mitigate recoil. The lower reciprocating mass with the heavier frame, just physics, that's physics, will help mitigate recoil. This goes back to the argument, in a vacuum is it important? No. This goes back to my argument of, boraxes. In a vacuum, boraxes, physics-wise, yes, that's a true concept, but it doesn't really mean anything. It's a matter of how you shoot. Me, personally, I've always liked aluminum and steel frame guns, so I'm not a striker fire guy except for the Walthers. I love the Walther steel frame. And I just like double action, single action. I think people get scared of double action, single action because when they go to a store, the stock triggers are very, very heavy. And the reason why they do this is because the Berettas were supposed to be duty guns. You pull the trigger, it's always got to ignite whatever primer is in there. But as you get into competition and you learn more about guns, you learn about customizing guns, people get into customizing double action single action guns to make them a lot smoother. So Langdon Tactical has their LT2 trigger bar, Beretta has their match hammer. There's a lot of other stuff you can do to upgrade both CZs, Berettas, Tampolos, whatever. So that's kind of become the norm now that most high-level competitors don't shoot Glocks. They shoot double action, single action, steel frame guns because of the way that they react. So is that similar to what I carry? So I was carrying a Compact 92 for a while. I carry a Beretta PX4, which is their polymer double action, single action gun, which is a lot thinner as well. I just got a Smith & Wesson M&P, which may become a carry gun. I actually like the way that feels. I like how much lighter it is. So I haven't shot it yet. I have to upgrade it. But I don't put an optics on my carry guns. I shoot production as my main division, USPSA. And for my carry guns, all my carry guns have iron sights. A lot of times I'll have a I forget what they're called. It's usually an orange painted sight with a, it's like a Hackthorn Marigold sight with a tritium night sight in the middle, so I can see a big orange dot, and then at night I actually have something to see. And the reason why I do that is because I can't tell you how many times at matches I've seen people, red dots fly off, red dots don't work, batteries break, lenses break, and they can't shoot a match. And imagine the one time you need it in life, your gun doesn't work because the red dot. So I shoot iron sights for a reason. I like iron sights. As long as my eyes are good, I'm going to be shooting iron sights. So my carry guns are a little bit different than my competition guns because, again, setup is a little bit different. You want a little bit heavier trigger pull and a little bit different reliability in your. You can get away with more modifications on your competition guns than you would ever want to on your carry gun because of reliability issues. Good question, Silverado, 1982. 1982 was a good year. You know why that was a good year? Was it year 1982? Yes. You know why 1982 was a good year? 1982 was the year G.I. Joe, a real American hero, debuted in the U.S. as a toy line. They had, I think, 13 original figures, and then in 1983, they got the swivel arm battle groups. So 82 was a good year. I remember my first G.I. Joe was Zap, and then I got Scarlet, and I got Cobra Commander. So OG toy line, yes. Other questions, guys. I'm going to be winding down. Got another 5 minutes left. Other questions, let me know. If not, it is July 3rd. 4th of July is tomorrow. We celebrate our Independence Day with guns and alcohol. But don't shoot your guns in the air because that's illegal. Because what goes up must come down. And guns and alcohol do not mix. So if you're going to play with your guns, don't have alcohol present. PSA for the day. And knowing is half the battle. Wow, it's hot. 100 degrees here, guys. 100 degrees. Any other questions? Any other questions? And also, too, be sure, if ever you're watching my my shorts on YouTube, be sure that if you're watching them, obviously, right? You watch it, like the video, make a comment something like Cobra or good job or whatever. It helps the YouTube algorithm tremendously to let them know that you actually like the video and they'll send more videos to you. Because if you just watch something and don't do anything, the algorithm kind of like says, oh, your videos suck, Cobra. No one wants to watch you. So, boss, what upgrades do you recommend for the CZ75 SP1? Okay, so JCL1. I have a whole series of upgrade videos for the CZ75 and the SP1. I actually have a top 5 video of upgrades. That is still relevant today because the platform really hasn't changed. My opinion really hasn't changed on what is to be upgraded. The thing with the SP1 is they have this. You can see I've actually taken out the firing pin. I have to replace it because these things are complete dog poop. Where is it? Do I have it out? I pulled it out because I was going to replace it. So what happens over time, I have a whole video on this, is, I don't know if you can see that, but the firing pin just beats the crap out of the firing pin retaining pin, and your gun will stop working once this thing, like, it basically will get embedded in it, and this thing just, like, takes a poop. And so that's one of the things I recommend always is this. I have my SP1 taken apart right now because of this pin is complete dog poop. And so it's like a $5 part. to upgrade, and then there's springs and other stuff. But yeah, I have a whole video series on there that you can watch out. Make sure that you like and subscribe to those videos and make a comment of how useful that is to help the YouTube algorithm. And in order to help all starving children in Indonesia and Cobra for his matches, make sure you buy a Coiled Cobra Signature Series Fanger live at Lock Grip. Save 10% off with code Cobra. All right, and that's off anything on Lock Grips. You can save 10% off anything with code Cobra. But this is, if you guys don't already know, we're doing a lot of promo on this. This is my product. This is the Coiled Cobra Signature Series Universal Hanger System right here. It's made out of G10, very, very lightweight, very, very durable. It just got released last week on the Lock Grip site, but I have been testing this for about a year now, so make sure you pick one up. I'm going to be tuning off soon, guys, in about 2 minutes. If you have anything else to say, let me know. I'll be doing more of these live stream videos soon. And if you're not on my Instagram, please subscribe to, or please follow my Instagram, which is Coiled Cobra, because I've been doing Instagram lives at matches and posting a lot of match videos there, which is a little bit different than some of the content that I've been posting here. So follow me on all social media stuff. Instagram, Coiled Cobra. My second channel is also Coiled Cobra. And then make sure that you like and subscribe to this channel here. Have a happy 4th of July, everyone. And I will see you all next time. And if you have any questions or comments, please comment them in the video or send me a DM or something, and we will I will try and answer those questions the next time around. So Andy Cody, thank you. Happy 4th. Thank you for always supporting the channel and commenting on my videos. Thanks, guys. Take it easy.